Hello everybody, it is Deluxekoff and it's our Halloween show spectacular. If you're wondering why I look a little weird, I moved rooms because I was messing around with the camera and the clouds are moving about today and I'm getting this nice sort of eerie glow. But with me and my bald head, I was noticing I look a bit more like a out of focus ghost sometimes. So don't worry, it's only a temporary thing, but I wanted to get out of the stuffiness of my kid's room and got the house to myself this morning, so we're here. Anyway, before we get started, today we're just going to have a lot of fun playing these decks that you all made, including one that I made. I want to kick it off with Enrique's deck, which has a Bump of the Night, Duress. If you are new to Pauperganda or this feed or whatever, a few weeks back, we asked everybody to Shahrazamon, Killer Tofu, Arch Naomi. Thank you for joining. Awesome. Little shout out there. Anyway, if you're new to it, we had kind of a contest with no prize, just for playing rights, I guess. And I want to start it off with this one because this is all flavor. And what the promo was for just a super Halloween flavored deck. And we had some rules, a skeleton count and things like that. But anyway, so this one's just dripping with flavor. And I wanted to play it. We're definitely going to probably lose with this. No offense to Enrique. I think he knows as well. But it's just a lot of fun. We've and the sideboard even has just tons of just everything. John Carpenter, Stranger Things, whatever. Hey, how'd you guys like that beginning? I'll play it again. Believe me, it took way too much work. My buddy at work, Andre Ferdich, had to help me out because I was rendering it and I didn't have one of the effects for it. And it's even though it looks 80s and kind of an old Stranger Things look, it's actually pretty hard. So, oh, Killer Tofu forgot to submit. Shame on you. Next time. So anyway, gonna jump right over, but real quick, some of you, on a selfish note, may not know that I'm kind of a pretty intense mask maker. I really like to make masks. If anybody's a fan of the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'll break off the show with this one. I made the, I can't really talk through this very well, but this is the Blue Spirit. Anyway, the Blue Spirit from Avatar. I make them out of the same thing you make arm casts out of, so they're really tough. And then I usually use acrylic and some fire and oils and stuff. Then I got something a little creepier and darker here, kind of like this mad, what would you call a axe murderer. He's got rivets in the nose and kind of a bar over his mouth. Dun 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 dun. Then in more of the magic themed stuff, first of all, is everything sounding okay and looking okay, guys? I see the chat, but as always, just give me some feedback. This one is designed after the time elemental in Magic, and if you look closely, I know it's hard in this little tiny screen I'm in, but I actually have clock parts here and there and little gears inside the nose and such. And let's see. Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Excuse me. The Demon. Now, this is a neat artistic study because it's very hard to make symmetrical horns. And I was going for kind of that Balrog in Lord of the Rings thing. And this is an actual piece of a gourd with like some paper mache, and I charred it in fire, and it's actually pretty sharp. But when I was designing this, it was impossible to make, well, it was possible for me, maybe somebody that's a little bit better artist, but it was impossible for me to curve it just right. And I was mad, and it dropped, and it kind of broke, and then I pocked it a little bit, and it just tells more of a story, I think, when you... It's like, hey, where's that demon been? He's got a bit of a story to him. And then, oh boy, these better not fall. Let's see. I made a full-blown helmet out of, let's see, we have, I mean, I can put it on. It's a little uncomfortable because this was quite a few years ago. Ha ha ha. I'll wear this for a match. But it's got the little stem on the top and the little crooked nose. I should have painted my eyes black. And the last one, definitely not the last one, but the last one I can put here is the Machinist. Another rivet nose job, and just one of my first masks, but very cool. I wore this on Halloween once, and people thought I was a burn victim. It was funny. Kids were coming towards me, and adults were avoiding that side of the street. Anyway, guys, let's kick it off and see if we can play Enrique's deck to any sort of credit. This will be awesome if we're able to win with this. I'll keep up the... window here. Let's see. There we go. So, Halloween falling on a Monday is kind of blah. Oops. Let's get rid of this. There we go. I'm not looking forward to it being on a Monday, but What are you going to do? It's got to come around. Yes, happy Halloween to y'all. Very good. Good to see you guys. Glad to be here with you and celebrating early. And we're going to kick it off with Enrique's crazy flavor deck. I should have just called this John Carpenter because it feels like it. So, you know what? This is getting kind of hot, guys. I've got everything closed up anyway, so at the risk of starting to be a glistening mage, I'm going to set that aside. Here we go. Sorry, I know masks are better looking than me, but we'll have to do. Probably audio's better too. Okay, let's see how this thing plays. You know what? I'm going to keep it. Expect we'll win anyway. Better to look at flavorful cards in the meantime. All right, here we go. Come on now. Okay, we're off to the races first. You know, hopefully, I mean, I guess we can pull a Scourge. Oh, let me bring up the card size here because we're not playing elves today. Doink. I'll get it nice and fat for you guys. Yes. I am too, Nichols. You're up next, probably. I don't know what order I've got him in. Whatever we click or requests abound. Uh-oh, he's got removal. I was kind of hoping for it to bump into fairies because of the virulent wound, but oh, this is... I should have given this a better chance and not kept a one-lander, but heck with it. Let's see what we get. One land and this one's over. Get the rats going. All right, he's a little bit slower. Come on. Oh man, this is awful. All right, well, bump in the night. Dun dun dun. Got to keep the spooky. I mean, that's pretty cool artwork. You know, I have a friend who's just a very, very prolific artist named Eric Lutz, and he's actually just got a job way over on the Isle of Man. So I think he's actually moving today. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to try them all, Nichols. I'm going to try to keep the show to about an hour, maybe just a little bit more. But anyway, he's a really prolific artist, but his one critique about magic art is that it's very, very centered, and that's a neat thing on this one. It's I mean, you could argue it's a little centered, but it's a little high and straight. Yes! All right. So, what's the vote here, guys? I think we should rats. And then I'll distress, because he might be sitting on an exclude. He's probably like, what is this pile of Carpenter? All right. Ooh, all right. Well, maybe he's flooded with lands. We do like that he has black removal, or non-black removal, and we're off to the races. Hey, this is better than I thought it would turn out. Uh-oh. That's no fun. Come on. Just when I was getting started. Oh, well. All right, now we're screaming. Here we go. Take that. We're going with infect and life gain. I mean, and trying to kill him. Woohoo! All right, here we go. Let me zoom in on these so we can admire the artwork. Hey, it's kind of fitting, too. We're going against a kind of a Halloween-style deck. But so, let's see here. You know what? I think I'm going to walk into a exclude, but I'd rather... Let's see what happens here. Is it an exclude? I was right. I hate when I'm right. All right. Well, we'll go like this. Get rid of that graveyard. No more crypt rats for you. And here comes the pain. Our opponent is at top confusion level 8. Let's see. Oh, gosh. What is it? Every time I'm on Twitch live, every tower power plant Urza player has white borders. I never see those outside of this, and yet here they are. Well, this will be neat. I'm going to hesitate just a little bit so that they think that I don't want to attack into it, and then I'm just like, well, screw it. Here comes Enrique with his scary deck. Come on, block, sucker. That's right. And go like this. Still get a poison. Doink. Get another one. And let's get rid of your hand. Distress. Very cool artwork. Oh, you know, from a distance, I thought that was the first time I saw this card. Now I'm remembering. I thought that was like some bug, but it's actually a version of himself on himself on himself. That's a pretty cool. Let's see. We got Pulsar Marasa, Mole Drifter, Chromatic Star. Yeah, the bad thing about a pure flavor deck like this one that's not really trying to, let's be honest, win, is I don't know if I should get rid of a Pulsar Marasa here, but I don't want any blockers. So we'll get rid of that. We got another choice here. We'll come right back. Pop. Scatter Arc. Counter a non-creature spell. Draw a card. Oh, does he have a power plant out there already? He does, so we don't really care about that. All I'll get rid of the pulse, just in case. Good times. Yes, always white bordered Tron lands. Good emoting there. I hate those things. I used to have like 9, I think, of the tower, and I'm down to my 4 because I was just giving them away out of outrage of being visually assaulted when I play. So again, another reminder. Sorry I missed y'all last week. Had a really cool party up north. And on that note, I also... this is kind of cool. I got a nice blocker right now. Actually, hold on a minute here. Cancel this. Gotta see how much... hey, this flashes back and we can't do it. Anyway, I had a really cool party up north. One of my buddies, he just goes... Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to win with the infect. I'll see if I don't know if there's anything that can go through, but anyway, he had a really cool party out in the woods, one I always go to, so that's why we missed last week. And next week we've got some family stuff to attend to up north, so we're not going to be around for that one either. But I already warned you guys about that. So, aren't whiteboarded Tron lines a lot cheaper? If so, a good reason to buy those, says Arch Naomi. Yeah, probably is a good reason, but I'm not, I don't know. I just have such a eye for art in this game. I just can't imagine not spending just a little bit more. I mean, I guess if it's a big difference, that would be a thing, but who knows? I often forget. A lot of people play Pauper so that they don't run into money issues, but I've just been into it for so long that... All right, let's see. Horrifying revelation. Target player discards the cards, then puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. Let's do it. Hey, let's give this guy props for not quitting after seeing some of these cards, right? He's probably noticing a bit of a theme. I should have played some cool, like, Halloween music and stuff. Well, we got rid of a big old blocker there. I'm just waiting. I don't know. Let me run over real quick and look at our deck list. Do we have anything that can get rid of any of this stuff? Hold on a minute here. Let's see. Nope. Not much removal other than Virulent Wound. We got Tainted Strike. That's not going to do nothing. Duress, Bump in the Night. Ugh. Alright, well, we might be in trouble then. Ugh. Hurt the eyes. Alright. Tainted Strike. And it gets Infect until the end of turn. Well, let's try that. We're going to attack with both. Dun, 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 dun. Now he's worried. The art is the biggest reason I play MTG, says Nichols. Love going to pre-release and blind and marvel at all the art. Oh boy, I do too. It's awesome. Tainted Strike. Hey, that's almost some tech in this deck. Yeah, I really admit to... it's funny though, when I first started playing Magic, I was pretty turned off by a lot of the art. I mean, cards like Kombaji Witches and... well, there's just so many of them. I remember just feeling that the art felt very freshman, but there was a certain antiquity, no pun intended, for the look and feel of it for those old cards back then. Like, when you go to a pro tour or whatnot, and you're looking at the wares that all the people bring to the event. It's pretty cool to have I don't know, just that kind of that old dusty attic sort of vibe that most of the cards seem to have. I'm gonna kill the graveyard so we get some more time here because we can't do much. And there's that old trick we learned a while back about, not that we learned, but that I've enlightened some people to, that Infect doesn't go away. Oh boy. I hope this guy just kills me really quick because this one's really dragging. I don't think I've ever played a deck this unfocused before. I think even like my first versions of something are at least have a bit of a theme to them, or are trying to go for the throat a little bit. But let me bring the card size down just a little bit so you can see a bit of stuff going on here. There we go. So, has anybody got any funny one-liners for Halloween or trick-or-treat stories? I know a long time ago, I won't say what city because the people are probably still frightened, my buddies and I went on an all-out, just, it was pretty epic. We all dressed as the character Michael Myers in this, it was in a ghost town up north, and we all have the same build, and we all had the same like mechanic suit on and everything. And what we did is we would walk up on people, just like out of a horror movie. And let's see, when can I do this? Oh, I can do this at any time. Oh, that's cool. First time I've actually ever played it. Gosh darn it. But we would walk up on people right out of like a horror movie, and then we would, hey, that's kind of fun. It's the first time I've ever brought back the skeleton, personally. Anyway, and so like there were two girls at first near this high school. I mean, right out of a horror movie, and I was standing there looking all menacing with an axe, and then they were acting really like, oh yeah, it'd be real scary, and then they turn around, and then right away I hide behind this hedge, and then they look, and we had had this all choreographed out. Then my brother, who looked just like me, same mask and everything, came out about 40 feet in front of them, just like as if by magic. Man, they just lost it and just bolted. And we had a third friend that was on the other end, did it to him one more time. By then it was like, I think the cops might have been called. It was pretty fun. Very good times. So every time I go up there for that party, I always wonder if there's some people up there that have these stories where they tell at parties and they're like, no, seriously, you're not going to believe it. This really happened. And it was me. Long, long, long ago. Halloween, says Kenwaku. That's what I wake up saying all the time. Well, I'm toning down the prank quite a bit, Nichols, knowing that this is being recorded. But, yeah, it was pretty epic. We had that whole neighborhood pretty scared. And, I mean, nowadays with all these clown pranks and stuff, I'm glad it was a good, 15 years ago, I think we pulled that off. But, yeah, it was epic. Get me in chat sometime on, before I even do this, I'm going to bring this back. Not that it matters right now, but slow it up here, and I can tell you more at length when there's less legal things in my way, like being recorded and self-incrimination of scaring the crap out of people. Paul J. Tyson in the house, deluxe. Thank you. We will show. We're playing the John Carpenter deck from Enrique. It is all about not winning and just scaring and crazy dark cards and cool stuff. Definitely wins the contest on the flavor submission. So, all right, this guy's got it. We'll see what our next card is. We'll just go from here. So I don't want this to drag too much because, as we've noted with infect creatures and normal creatures, this is just all about flavor and not really about winning or strong deck design. But I'm getting quite a bit of a respect for this sanitarium skeleton. I should have dropped that swamp, then I could have brought it back. Darn it. All right, here we go. Show me one good card and I'll go away. All right, I'm gonna go in and save the time, and let's see if we can bring in some removal. Okay, boy, that digital interface almost tried to like rub in like he won. Did you get it? Look, stare at the board longer. Alright, when an artifact becomes tapped, its controller gets a poison counter, Relic Putrescence. I'm going to bring in Raven's Crime, because that's great. Can't be blocked except by artifact and or creatures that share color with it. Ooh, boy, that should be main deck if we were trying to make this deck good. Especially against this. Cloak of Confusion, when you block, and discard a card at random. Sure, why not? We're not really trying to win here. And we got... Maybe we should get a little Alzheimer tech going here with the surging dementia. No offense to my favorite late author Terry Pratchett, but that is a pretty trippy looking card. Let's see. Read the bones. Relic Putrescence. What's this? Reveal their hand. Choose it. Bottom of the library. Well, we don't want to really go with that. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go with converted mana cost. Let's get rid of the Scourge. No. Gosh darn it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll get rid of three Scourge. I'm not too concerned with that. Let's just go for it. See what's going on. Everybody in the house. Anybody got Halloween off? As it falls on a Monday, probably not. But I know the kiddies are all excited. Not mine anymore. They're getting a little too old for that sort of thing, but it's still pretty fun. That epic Halloween place that I go up north, though, it is awfully fun because my kids were raised there, and so they don't really know much about trick-or-treating. They know about going into the woods and like some sort of crazy seance-looking place with fire and pumpkins and the full moon, and you're in the middle of a forest and there's no houses anywhere, and My friend puts on always a big stunt, and there's like a bonfire and stuff. And I think I raised them right that way. That's what Halloween means to them. So like I remember they had a sleepover. My oldest did when he was like 5 or 6, and it was around Halloween time, and we had come back, and his friend was talking about trick or treating, and they knew we were a big Halloween household, and they were like, he said something to the effect of trick or treating, and my son was like, trick or what? And he's like, how can you not know about that? And it's like, well, it's not really about that to my boys. Raised them to like the purest form of it, being out in the woods, scary stories, and good friends and all that good stuff. So Nichols says, nope, but I get to dress up at one of my jobs. All right. One of your jobs. Good grief. How many do you have? All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'll get some value out of these guys. We don't have the added effect of him having dead cards like the Executioner's Capsule, so hopefully he doesn't have good removal here. Let's see. But we've got a pretty nice infect draw. Kind of random. Watch, we're going to win this, and it's going to take forever. And let's see. Well, this is going to work out nice. Go like this. Yeah, you're going to get a poison counter. It's almost like this deck is trying to do stuff. Look at this. It's kind of working. No, we'll go all out. I think he probably kept that hand because of that. Now we've got 3 infect critters. 2 of them have it. We might actually pull this one off. Is Enrique in the house? I'm trying to remember whose people's names are, because a lot of people have different usernames and then their email names and all that stuff. So Nichols says 2 works 70 hours a week. Oh my gosh, price per trade trying to, yes. Boy, I hear you. That not to get political or anything, but I know healthcare is just getting absolutely outrageous. I feel you there. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll go like this. Discard a card. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm glad I can at least bring you some relief here, Nichols, and thank you for spending what little time you have left of the week with us. Let's see. Hey, man, he's at 5 poison counters. This ain't looking too bad. He's going to have to trip it next time. Oh, man, I wish I could just cast this next one and keep moving, but I guess if no matter what we draw next turn, we got good plays. If it's a swamp even, we can double play, so. Ooh, boy, if we get even a virulent wound at this point, we're going to be able to 1, 2, 3, boom, we're going to win it against a pretty good deck. You just got beat by John Carpenter. All right. Since we got the Stranger Things vibe going and stuff, and I'm going to play the hell out of that in this between rounds here and stuff. Does anybody have any other, what's your favorite, like, 80s horror flick? It's pretty hard to, it could be 90s too, or anything for that matter, but very curious. All right, let's see. Pop it up so that I don't have to wait for counter magic. We only got to sting them one more time. The original Halloween I really liked because of how strong the music was. It was just so. There was a really neat documentary on one of the, I think it was the History Channel, about Halloween, and they had a really. I should have cast the Nim first in case he has a counter. Nope. But anyway, they had a really neat thing on that, and it was actually a terrible movie without music. If you watch it, it's just a guy walking around staring at things and 1 or 2 scary, gory scenes, and that's about it. So I always thought that was kind of fascinating how, put that in perspective with, he just got back there. I'm not even paying attention. He just used a Grim Harvest in true Halloween fashion to get the Crypt Rat back. Oh, all right, we got some not quite legit horror, says Paul Dyson, but Addams Family held up very well. Yeah, it's funny. I sure missed that actor Raul Julia. He died not too long after the original. That was a pretty. But man, if you ever get a chance to play the pinball version of Addams Family, the original, my brother was a god at that. He got free pizzas at the parlor all the time for tilting the machine and going crazy. Good stuff. Army of Darkness, says Paul Dyson, and then Shirazman says, way too many 80s horror films to pick a favorite. Yeah, as normal, you're on the exact same page as me, my friend. If I had a doppelganger, it's probably Shirazman. As far as brain types go and likes, dislikes, all that good stuff. All right, this is looking grim. We really need to grab one of those virulent wounds and just pow. That'd be so awesome to be able to slip that through. All right, All right, well, we got some Edict bait. What's he got? 4 cards now? That'll be all right. What's he going to drop? Let's look at some of these. That's pretty cool artwork. Kind of a toxic fog. There, so we got Contagious Nim. Yeah, that could use a little work. Grim Harvest Ratslock. Yeah, I think his... Oh, nope, he got it back. For some, like I said, I'm not paying too close attention to this, but hey, man, all we need is a Virulent Wound, and we're off to Game 3. Not that I really want that. Now we're starting to get blockers. I have about 3,000 VHS films, mainly horror and kung fu, says Shirazman. Oh, kung fu too? Man, that shouldn't surprise me. My youngest just loves kung fu. Not to be too out of focus, but easily my favorite is Five Fighters of Shaolin when it comes to just cheesy old, horror movie. Kung fu movies. That one is just over the top. That kung fu trailer that I did about a month ago, a lot of it was from that movie. I just love it. It's just so over the top ridiculous. And like the opening scene just doesn't even make sense, and then it just starts into it's like somebody just spliced together 2 movies that only shared like an actor, and that was about it. Yeah, kung fu movies are pretty hard to beat. All right, well, we have Raven's Crime, so I'll just hold off here. Maybe I shouldn't have started with this one. Got to cue the spooky music. Dun, 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 dun. So let's see here. Grim Harvest Lock. Come on. Virulent Wound. Check out the Invincible Armor. It's one of the best kung fu films ever. Well, coming from you, I'm actually going to write that down. Invincible Armor. All right. Noted. Literally. Doop. Pencil behind the ear, as always. Kids always tease me. We'll be out at dinner or somewhere on the town. I always either have a pen or a pencil behind my ear. They're like, Dad. Okay, it's a good weapon in a pinch. Very convenient and efficient. I'm not going to submit. We're going to get this guy. You just watch. I'm going to drop that Virulent Wound, and it's going to be good times. -1/1 counter. I had that Prolific deck I actually placed with about 2 years ago. That was a lot of work. You got to have like 4 cups of coffee and be very into the deck to win with it. Proliferate with serrated arrows, and you keep adding counters to the arrows. It gets pretty nasty. But boy, is it slow. It's like dripping somebody to death with little droplets of poison. Mafia versus Ninja, but you might struggle to find it these days. Yeah, well, there's quite a few online outlets. Oh, shoot. Nope. Ah, darn it. I have 6 myself in true Pauperganda fashion. All right, well, let's go like this. I think I'm dead. Probably next turn anyway. Well, no, he's playing the wrong thing. If I would have brought back my skeleton, I might actually have a shot. Man, that's not a bad card. They discard a card, and they put the top card of their library in the graveyard. All right, well, let's bring back the skeleton and show how much we're not paying attention. I guess we could do it now, yeah. For some reason, I thought it cost 3 each time, but I'm just going to play that. I got a blocker, which means more time to find a Virulent Wound. 1 more turn. I got two draws to get it. He's probably sitting on a counterspell, though. Don't worry, we're gonna. Any votes for the next deck? We've got let's see. We've got Nichols' build. We've got Kenwaku. We've got my build, which is the massive Throat Seeker Infect. Dun dun dun. Oh, we're dead. We're dead anyway. I'll stop wasting time. Well, hey, kudos to that guy, Tom's Garden. I've played him before. He probably expected more out of that, and maybe he'll laugh later when he sees it on Twitch, but we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to show something real quick, and then I'm going to go right over, or I'm just going to show the Stranger Things thing before rounds here, because I worked so hard on it, and I want y'all to see it. So here we go. we're back. Just wanted to show that again. I'm playing, let me see what it was because he's here. Nichols. We're playing your deck next, already in the queue, if you want to call it that. And we'll bring it up here so everybody can bask in the glory of the disgusting Halloween artwork in some cases. We've got Ragers, Scourges, Knight's Whisper, very Halloweeny there, Diabolic Edict. Oh, thank you, Nichols. Yeah, I put it at the top of the show. I'll probably play it once more on the outro and then upload it later. But we got Unearth, very, very Halloween. Undying Evil, Disfigure, Pulse Marasa. But hey, we're trying to maybe go 50-50 with this one. Chatter the Squirrel, Putrid Leech, bunch of lands. I'm not going to bore everybody with the specific count. If you want the decks, you can always email us, Flair Hust or Nichols. Very Macabre in the sideboard, Duress, Pulse, Natural State, the new one that destroy an artifact or enchantment, converted mana cost 3 or less, and the Sylvok Lifestaff. So this one might go a little bit long too. We'll see. Maybe the word's out like, hey, don't play Deluxe. He's playing really goofy decks today. Who knows? Because this place is not firing very. Like I'm just in the standard room here. Come on now. Maybe everybody knows. Stay away around noon on Fridays. Okay. Well, in our downtime here, we can go through the other ones too. We've got, this is the one I came up with, tweaked it a little bit. Let me bring up the Chain Throat Seeker. I only play one of those now because our horror count, as per the contest, we have 3 Plague Stingers too, so we reached the horror count there. But I was finding that these guys were better because they come out with haste with this dude, and it's all good times. So then the 2 dodges get shoved in the sideboard later on. Oh, here we go. The match has started. I'm going to minimize this. We're going to want to kill this. Yes. Ooh, cool. We got Skull Crusher 7272 in the house. Going to keep this. Got to read up on these cards. Whenever you cast a creature. All right, well, we'll do that last. Let's see. We've got an easy out here with a Jungle Hollow right out of the gates. Here we go. Boy, that's some good Halloween artwork there. Looks like a place I'd like to live. I love it. Spooky. All right. Interesting. Well, it might have a flyer. Now, with Undying Evil, I'm a little worried about Journey to Nowhere. And with Unearth, we don't want to see Plains and Journey to Nowhere, which actually got a little bit worse because of the presence of vehicles, but not that much. Ooh, boy, does that hurt. How dare he, say I. Well, all right. This is looking really lopsided all of a sudden. But now we've got this. You know, if he attacks, that's fine. He can pump his turn and do all that stuff. We'll be all right. We've got stuff for days. And if he tries to kill it somehow, maybe we'll try to go all the way with the Scourge. Our little Black Delver of Secrets. Secrets out on that guy. Jeez. That's what I mean. That's not too big of a fan of that art. Is anybody? It's just this kind of a purple mess. The background's kind of cool. It has that, nothing against Ron Spencer. He's done some really cool stuff. But that's not one of them. Let's see. Do it second you have Undying Evil in your hand. This is Nichols. All right. Yeah, but I can't block because he's protected from black. Can't do nothing. These guys are going to go all the way, baby. Hopefully he's playing Sunlance and we can actually use our Undying Evil. All right. You know what? I'm not sure much is going to really die here, so I'm going to cycle this. It's not doing us much here. Hey. There's another thing that can't block, but they can probably at least get his land count. I mean, his hand count down. Oh, shoot. Oh, God, I'm sorry, guys. What a jackass. All right. I'm just going to drop this one. That was embarrassing. We'll go to game 2 now that he's got all this hatred. Rage quit. Funny rage quit. That was awful. Sorry about that, Nichols. No fault of yours. Let's see. He's got a ton of good stuff against Black Main. Double order. Plus, don't want to be playing too long here and let these things drag out. So we've got a pretty good deck against him, actually. I'm thinking I'm just going to go right back in with what we had and just try to play a little better. Undying Evil can probably come. I'm going to take out 2 of those. We'll bring in a life staff, and so we've got the chitter, and I'm going to bring in. I'm bringing a pulse. What say ye? I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to bring in a natural state in case the Journey to Nowhere. Maybe it'll be a little Hail Mary throw at the last part of the game, but who knows? Anyway. At least game 1 was quick. Let's see. We got a respectable hand. Let's try not to mess up. I'll try to play slower. We'll keep this one. Hopefully we draw into a land that does something, that comes out so that we can drop Knight's Whisper or the Leech. Probably the Leech. Yeah, we got Flare Husk. That's a pretty cool, talk about good artwork for now. Hey, we're not too worried about that Javelineer. Hey, look at this. Good times. Okay, well, I can go aggro and hope for the best. Putrid Leech, pretty cool card. This one comes and goes in a lot of lists. Right when it came out, everybody was it was all over the place. Very fast card, but that one burns in the format. Okay. Let's drop this. Actually, I think I'm going to grab the Forest. Now, we want to do this. That'll get 1/1. I'm just going to draw more cards. There we go. I'll figure stuff out later. Keep on keeping on. You go ahead and attack, then I'll attack. I could probably be at 16 and trade out with these things. Logic being he blocks with the Javelineer. And do we have Crypt Rats in this list? I don't know. Let's see. We don't. Okay, well, this life thing might actually get us down. Hey, he didn't attack. Look at that. Alright. Pop him for a nice looking swamp. Let's see. I'm going to go like this. Pretty soon we're going to get out that Scourge. Rules question. I don't think the I don't think the Scourge goes away if you did this in this order with the husk behind it. Does it say come when you cast a creature spell, because you're casting an artifact spell and the ability puts a creature into play, so that might be a neat way to abuse Skittering Scourge in the future. See, these things have ways of even when you're goofing around and playing just kind of fun, silly decks, it gives you little ideas. Maybe like, it might be onto something there with enough of a card pool. Oh, cast Undying Evil on the Scourge before casting a creature. I didn't even think of that, Nichols. Good point. Like I said, I have to admit, I have not taken any of these out for a spin, and this one is going to go uber long with these creatures and not really an ability to kill them off. I feel like I'm playing against myself, but myself has a better, meaner deck. We shall see. Not hindered by silly propaganda rules. Who knows? So yeah, we won't have a show next week, as the little promo hopefully reminded everybody on the 4th. But then after that, I think about the only hiccups we're going to have, other than just natural holidays, Turkey Day and Christmas. I'm about the furthest thing from a religious person, but I do like the holidays, just the flavor and good times. All right, let's bring this back. Yeah, gain your life. Man, we didn't get a single one of you sending in your names or anything to Pauperganda, because I was going to do the Stranger Things with the I was going to do the entire thing with everybody's like name and stuff like that and such, but I guess it must have just been one of those silly ideas of mine that other people weren't too weren't too interested in. So, and that's cool. Definitely my meter's off quite a bit on what I think will work and such. Sure does make you feel old that way, you know. Like my kids are watching these bottle flipping videos. It's like all the rage now, and or they watch people watching videos. It's like some big thing, and they've got more views than all of the Pauperganda videos combined do. So they must be doing something right. I don't know. Like I said, just makes you feel like a Methuselah. You're just like, ugh, what is the deal here? Throwing out quality and nobody's biting. But as long as we're playing the game we all love, it's good times. Not like it's going to go anywhere. They'll just digitally collect dust for the ages. Now this, speaking of old artwork, I do like the old Order of Lit Beer art. I'd like to know more about the painters and the artists that do this stuff. Just like, what's their deal? All right, I'm just gonna, well, you know what, I should do this first so that I know for sure. Now he has a Squadron Hawk. Put this on. I should have tripped that skulls. Gosh, what am I talking too much again? Sorry guys. I'll put a big old fatty on this, and then we'll attack. It kind of feels cool. Now I'm going to play this player husk just to see if there's a bug in the system, but I'm positive that Scourge won't go away. But I'm not the best rules guy, so Order of Light Beer, yes. I know I teased on Twitter about bring a sprite of the buzzing persuasion, little wink wink to like the flying insect 1/1 whore, or also if anybody's brewing up a merit lager today, but a little too early over here, and I've got quite a bit of work to do after this, so this is my little reprieve. Hell with it. I'm just going to pop this, go for quality here, and war set. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I don't remember if the Order of Ebon Hand actually has the same artist behind it. I don't think so. Excuse me, I've got to sneeze. This might get really loud. Whew. Sorry about that. Covered as much as I could. Any of you out there with kids or new parents, one of the coolest things I learned having my first one was how to sneeze correctly. And it's into the elbow, not into your hand where you touch everything and shake people's hands. So, hey, a little bit of hygiene out there for tuning in today. Who knew? I think it's pretty safe to say this one's probably over, guys, but we'll keep trucking along. Maybe he's got a really, really bad hawk draw here, but we're going to pitch this right now. Hopefully we get rid of some of those Squadron Hawks. Let's see. Ooh, double Battle Screech. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys get upset if I just call this one in, because this is feeling, with double Battle Screech in the yard and no sweepers, this is feeling really like it's going to go another 20 minutes. So I'm going to swing here, and I think I'm going to concede. Kenwaku says, 5 kids for me. Holy cow. Oh, this is 12 and getting into Magic. Awesome. She loved Pokemon, but it's time to move on. Yeah, boo. Tell her to come back. All right. Let's see. I'm drinking. Says sure awesome. All right, guys. Gonna pack this one in. This one is definitely over. Double Battle Screech in the yard. It's probably gonna gain 60 life next turn. Wailing on me there. We're going to go into the queue, and I'll bring out mine next, and we'll see what we got. And in the meantime, I'll be right back. I've got to go blow my nose. And we're back. Game just started. Nose is nice and clean, and we are all set. Here we go. All right, decent draw. We will keep this. So we've got the creature right out of an Alien movie. I wonder if there's any sort of issues with legality when you draw something that similar to the Alien and Aliens. It's a really good documentary too, especially for you, Shirazamon, about I think his name's Geiger. It's a German guy. I think Geiger. He just recently died, but it's all about his surrealistic artwork of the alien thing, and they found him and then made the movie about it because he had such influential art. But really quirky little documentary about him, and he's just kind of this mousy, sneaky guy, just, totally entombed in his little house of just pure horror everywhere. And he has a little garden and a little railroad train that takes him. It's just fascinating. It's a really neat little story about just a very, very quirky dude. All right, well, this one will at least be fast. I'll be able to play this one out. We'll see, as I biasly say with a deck that is mine. Yes, H.R. Geiger is fantastic. That's who it is. But yeah, it's called Dark Star. It's on Dark Star on Netflix, and it's just a very cool, like, you got nothing to do, you just kind of just want to zone out and like kind of be creeped out a little bit, but in a good way. It's very cool stuff. All right. Let me see what we can do here. I'm going to pull Careful Study. See if I can throw that. I mean, I've already got one target to throw out. Good times. We'll discard this. I'm not too worried about. Actually, I'm going to throw out the bog. Drop this. Voila! I've not seen it, but I'll look it up. Good. Finally, something that you're not saying aha about her, that you already know. So here we go. And that kind of worked good. It would be nice if it had haste, but we'll see. Who says you make a contest? You can't win with the deck. Who knows? Burn, burn, burn. I'm happy Burn's back. It's all because of this guy. He makes it all respectable and possible again. There's nothing like sitting across digitally, even from a Burn player, that little apprehension in your shoulders goes up like, makes you, Little Fight and I have always said it keeps you honest. And I don't know where Little Fight is today. Anybody out there wondering the same thing? But we got Shahrazamon in the house, so all covered if we need housekeeping, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, H.R. Geiger and Dark Star. Good stuff. I took particular joy in how he just kind of, he's a heavier as he ages, as all of us are, and he just kind of mopes around the house, and like they'll be talking about him, and out of that frame you'll just see him kind of peek his head in. It's just I don't know what it is. It's just something really endearing about the guy. Okay, let's see. That would be pretty good against Burn, and it might actually draw some hate. But at this stage, we want to try to find another Exhume. Okay. Put that bottom, top. And I'm just going to go for wow factor here and try to do it again. He hasn't got any creatures in there. Let's go. Pretty hard to get rid of a Throat Seeker. As we saw, it ate some pretty good removal there. So now I wish I didn't get rid of that bog. I should have thrown out maybe the pieces of the puzzle against Burn. Alright. Really tempted to play the Augur there. Just encourage him to kind of go hellbent. But next turn, it'll probably draw what's that? The Searing Blaze. Don't like that. Clocks are intimidating things in Burn. Chat up, guys. Come on, give me something to talk about. Give me some love. What's going on? Who's doing what? Any plans for the weekend? Boy, look at this. That's 7 damage that's been prevented from our little Throat Seeker tech. Woo-wee. We got a Mountain and a Chain Lightning that could have been going to our faces. Here we go. Yeah, it's pretty hard to get rid of that thing. Yeah, I should call this deck Dark Star. That would only make sense if you knew about the Geiger thing. But so he's on 1 land. This is actually better times. Oh boy, so tempted. Now I could go muddle the mix for another one. You know what? That might be the play, and then double, because we are trying to win after all. I'm going to transmute it here. If I was really trying to win, I might sit back on it wait for a counter, but that's only a 1-1, so I want to get another Exhume here. We'll drop this, and then we can throw out a Skulls and the Exhume next turn. Here we go. Nichols says, at least the burn is focused in your creatures. Mad respect. So far. Yeah, sometimes build rogue decks, and just like a broken clock's right twice a day, sometimes things can go just right, and then people will like write, like when I'm testing something out, they're like, oh, can I get that list? Because it just happened to do really good one game. It's like, and I'll say sometimes, I'm like, you don't understand. That was the best that deck's ever looked, and it was just complete serendipity and all other sorts of trickery and kismet that all came together in a nice, perfect mess that played out like it was had some sort of effect. All right, now what I think we might be able to do here, is pieces of the, well, we can't really win with a hasted Throat Seeker either, so I think we're gonna go down in a blaze of glory here too. We'll see. I sure love Infect. I love how it just breaks so many rules. So here's an interesting thing. We're gonna cast pieces of the puzzle. We've got the Exhume, but we want to get the Dragon's Breath in our yard. Gosh darn it. This is a great card, because when I read it, I'll admit I got it wrong, because there's so many hundreds of cards that say the same kind of thing. But this one says 2. Put up to 2 of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. So as you can see in this case, it's like all awesome. It's like, yeah, we'll put both of those in there and be all set. All right, maybe we can draw some more burn. Who knows? I doubt it. He's probably just going to ping us. Throat Seeker. I mean, we'd be dead long ago if he would have just blocked and aimed at us, but who knows? With all the weirdness in this deck, maybe he's a little apprehensive to keep his plate nice and clean. Oh, if any parents are out there, not to try to cast a old spell on the podcast, but or show, or whatever the heck you want to call this thing, but if you have young ones and you have any access to parkour, that French free running sort of thing, there's a new academy that opened up pretty close to us, and our youngest is just loving it. It's in the intermediate class now, and tumbling and jumping, and it's like, I was really heavily involved in gymnastics growing up, and even into my early or my late teens, and it just paid so many dividends later on in life, falling off of things, or learning how to roll or fall with stuff. But it's not as strict as gymnastics. It's more like just kind of real world stuff. If any of you have seen like Ninja Warrior on TV and stuff, it's pretty much what they all do about that kind of stuff. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're dead. I'm just going to save time here, and we'll go right to the sideboard and kick off here. Dun, dun, dun. All right. All duresses are going to come into this beast. We don't really need much along the ways of, let's see. Probably don't need the Artful Dodges. There's only 8 creatures in his whole deck. We'll get rid of those. I love the Skulls in theory, but I'm just not seeing them all that often. And the Pieces is really good late in this deck. I mean, most of the time I love that card, but against Burn, yeah, here, we'll go like this, and one less Skull. Like I said, I don't Skulls, if I'm playing it and liking it, it means that we don't really have infect creatures in our hand, and I'd rather see it a little bit later. Same with Pieces of the Puzzle. Normally a great card, but that clock against Burn is so fast. It's got to lower the curve, bring in duresses, and hope for the best. Hopefully we can get one of these on one of these. Hello, interface. Okay, little hiccup there. Raphael do. Yes. Okay, well, we like anything with careful study. We're going to keep this. We've already got our cool card, and maybe we can draw into a land and something to ditch. It would be really nice if one of these decks came out screaming and did stuff right. We will discard this, and I really like Duress against Burn. I really, really, really like it. We'll get rid of Muddle. All right, let's see. Nickel says, Oh, Naomi says, is it time for Reanimator Infect? Oh, yeah. That's what we're on. Second game against Burn. One more after this. We shall see. Again, sorry about the lighting. I did it on purpose to kind of... It was a neat thing happening when I was testing out with the clouds moving overhead, and it kind of gave me a little ghostly flicker vibe, but then I also had to kind of surround myself with stuff so the effect wasn't too glaring. Neat idea at first, and then I was like, gosh, it was a little too close to showtime before I was about to change it. So let's see. Oh, this is getting grim fast. Come on, let's get some land. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know what? An island's not going to help me. I'm going to put them both on the bottom. I know that seems crazy. Playing against Burn. We need some swamps to pull out here. And now we got the breath. We got the exhume. We just need to throw some huge thing in the yard there, and we should be all right. Let's see. Any Nightmare Before Christmas fans out there? I almost did a little bit of a promo for that, but it's only so much time in the day. My wife actually got some yarn one year and dressed up like Sally. It looked really cool. Let's see, bottom. I'm going to say bottom. I'll go like this, gain a little life, hope for the best. But yeah, just she got one of those stores like Hot Topic or something, and got some cool socks and the dress and everything, and then just put yarn in her hair and some stitch makeup. It looked really cool. I think she probably could have won the contest, but we had to leave early. So as into Halloween as I am, I actually am not that big into like the whole dressing up thing. It's more the mood of the holiday that I like. Bottom, come on, give us something here. Well, all right, we've got that. We've got nothing in the yard. This thing's really drawn dead right now. Let's try to get some infect stuff going. Maybe we can draw some damage. I know I should have maybe duress there. I just want to at least develop the board a little bit here. Get some sort of presence. Watch, a mountain's going to drop right on me with Searing Blaze. And does he got it? Does he got it? We shall see. Nope. Here we go. Captain Flame Slash. Interesting build. Dun, 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 dun. I think we're going to be toast pretty quick here. Alrighty. Oh, sure, it's a nice move. I especially love the song when Jack stumbles in that Christmas tree land. Yeah, that's a great movie. It's mad respect for how much ridiculous amounts of time that takes to pull off something like that. I think our only chance to really pull off here isn't the imp. It's going to be getting rid of... Oh boy, this is looking grim. He's likely to float that. Boy, this is over. Okay, we'll get rid of a bolt. We'll bring this down. I don't know what can save me here. We had 2 5/5s in the yard and 2 Dragon's Breath, and then we had double Exhume. And he made some mistakes. We might be able to pull it off. But as expected, I think we're going to start off at least 0-3, if not 0-4, with all these weird Halloween decks. Be funny in like a couple weeks, months, years, somebody doesn't really read the title of this on YouTube and whatnot, and thinks they're getting some awesome new tech, and they're like, man, these decks suck. I don't know if we could do a Thanksgiving themed deck submission. I don't know if there'd be enough to go around. I know Christmas would be fun. You get like some Tinder Walls and Orcish Lumberjacks. That's where my mind goes anyway. But I don't know. Can you guys think of any what would you call it? Let's see if I can pull out some other good stuff. We are dead as a doornail here. I'll get rid of the Rift Bolt. Hey, you know what? He's got that Flame Slash. Let's give him a target. No, let's do this. Pieces of the puzzle. We'll grab this, and then we'll grab this. We almost got it. We've got double Exhume. Next turn, let's see if he taps out, and we're alive. Dun, dun, dun. Toxic Nim. Double Toxic Nim. Oh boy. Oh, I think we're dead. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, would have been nice. Double Exhume. Double Toxic. But only one Dragon Breath to share. Wah wah. Alright. Well, that was fun. And we're off. So the last one of the day is... Dun dun dun. Let's see. Kenwaku, I believe. Whoop. This one actually is probably the most competitive of them all. We'll just join right in. And we shall see what we shall see. Kenwaku. Let's make sure. Oh, maybe he'll allow us a little saving grace here. We shall see. Break it up a bit here. Dun dun dun.
Here at Magic's testing facility, gameplay technicians simulate every possible battle.
Call in the org and the raging goblin. What? The goblin's out sick? Well, we'll have to proceed without him. Send in Bob from accounting.
I'd say the first round goes to the org.
Magic the Gathering, the trading card game.
And we are back. Just started. Here we go. Keep it a little fresh there. You guys don't have to listen to me drool on. Last one. Got a pretty decent hand here. A little bit of a long winder. Uh-oh. Is that Forgotten Cave? We got another burn matchup. All good because the kitty's coming home from school pretty soon. So, oh, I don't think we... we got plenty of land. I'll develop here. Never know what we're playing against. I know. Kenwaku in the house with his own deck. I hope it works out too. I'm a little hopeful that we saw a swamp there. It's like, hey, cool. Alright, so we got the goods here. Let's start filling stuff up. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put a creature or enchantment and the rest into your graveyard. Ugh, boy. You know, just like when I play Hexproof, sometimes I just love this card because that's a losing next 4 cards for sure. Already have kind of flooded hand. And Crochet Tusker has to be probably the most undervalued overall sweeping swath pauper card there is. That is such a good card. If you're a few cards short and you have green, just put it in your deck. You're going to like it. All right. I definitely want spitter bait so that I can target something and get the imp going. Let's bring this out. Tusker Drag is really fun. Dredge, I should say. Sorry about that. Yes, it is. I'm not that good of a... I don't know. I think when I'm focused one-on-one and stuff, I can play it as good as anybody. But I'm telling you, Tortured Existence style decks, and it's just another layer of stuff to look at when you're trying to wear as many hats as I do when you know, you're broadcasting like this and trying to keep people entertained and talk the whole time and click on things and get your hotkeys ready for the next thing. It's quite a jungle, and so Tortured Existence sure doesn't make it any better. This is when I love having Imp in the yard. Unfortunately, it's not there now because it really negates the chittering upkeep. You're just like, oh, alrighty, well, I'll just do this. I guess I could do it right now. Do I not have a creature? Oh, let's see. Well, I can do this. I'll do this. I'll discard. Well, that's not going to work, is it? That was really dumb. I'll discard it anyway. Hell with it. Whoop. I was hoping we would get rid of that land draw. Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, that works. There we go. And he's got 2 on 2. We'll bring out This guy. Now it's headache time. Or bad host time. If I keep talking, it'll be a better show. But if I shut up and do this, I'll be all right here. Hold on a minute here. Dun-dun-dun. Nothing. Sorry about my phone there, guys. Quiet isn't always all that quiet with all the reverberating technology anymore. Oh, well, we've got 1 or 2 targets here. Discard on discard. That actually might be a little bit of an emergency on that phone call, so I might have to call this one short, guys. Let me see. Dun dun. Well, we've got the brown scale. We've got that. We've got all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. Gotta get a land here. I'll drop the imp. Oh gosh, I forgot the skulls. Forgot everything. Dun dun dun. Oh well. At least we've got this tech out there. Man, got to focus here. Hitting land drops is essential, says Kenwaku. Oh, sorry. Yep, another thing to do. Read the directions. Alright, so here we go. We've got this coming in. Discard 2 cards. Guys, I apologize. I've got my phone's going off the hook, and I know it's somebody that's needs my attention pretty quickly, so I'm gonna call this one pretty quickly here. My apologies, Kenwaku. I'd love to play this one out, but I'm feel pretty bad if that ends up being a little bit important. So anyway, apologies, guys. I'll play this one next time. No show on the 4th, and I'm out. It was great hanging out with you guys. Sorry for the abrupt ending. I've just got some matters to attend to, so we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.
You fear the dark. But here, it's inescapable. Remember where you are. This is Innistrad, where light only exists to cast shadow. Those shadows are twisting into threats so absolute, so relentless, that you'll have to keep fighting them just to survive. But survival